Welcome back to the Gossip Pod.
Hello. We're on live again. I think this is our new tradition, right?
Yeah. I think we're hoping that people will want to see the behind the scenes of us recording. And, really, you get like the 20 to 30 minutes before we actually start, which actually, this episode was kind of entertaining.
Yeah, very much so was. You really should have been there on live, so take this as your note. If you see us going live, you gotta join.
You gotta join. Okay,
Starting with reading. What are you reading?
Dude, I can't get through that, but I took a break from Fall I Want.
Okay.
And I have, like, 4 or 5 chapters left. And I was like, I gotta take a break. And I read Tourist Season by Brynn Weaver.
Okay.
Which, you know Brynn Weaver. She did, like, Butcher and Blackbird.
Oh, okay.
So, very, like, serial killers falling in love is kind of the vibe in all of her books.
Okay.
And, yeah, that's, like, I don't know. But that book actually was really good. A lot of people are giving it 5 stars, but I give it 4, because sometimes Brynn Weaver's writing is a little too cheesy for them to be serial killers, but overall, it's very fun. Very murdery. Very, a little gory.
Is it like, well, it's like, sounds like for the season of...
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that one kind of just came out, like, recently. Like, maybe last month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think it's going to be the beginning of, like, a duology or a trilogy.
Okay. So are you going to continue? Have you finished?
I finished Tourist Season.
Oh, yeah, you gave it 4 stars.
Yeah, and I think this weekend I'm going to try to finish Fall I Want because I don't have that much left in there, and if I DNF, it's just going to feel stupid to me.
I can't even believe you'd, like, take a pause when you have 4 to 5 chapters left.
Because it's boring. Like, you're not going to finish it, right?
No.
They, like, got married.
Okay.
Normally, when you're reading a romance book, it's, like, how they get together, and then the epilogue is, they got married. So, they, like, got married so quick. The relationship is so quick. Like, I want to say it's, like, a 2 or 3 weeks, and they're, like, married.
What? Wait, what?
And it's, like...
Was there any, like, time jumps?
No!
I'm shook.
No, like, literally, it was, like, maybe a month. But they're married, and there's still chapters left to go in the book, and they're, like, at his dad's wedding right now, and I'm, like... I don't know. I'm bored. You're married. What's the fun?
What? Okay, well, what? That's weird.
No, because in a romance book, that's like the end goal. So now what is left that there are like 4 or 5 chapters left?
Well, girl, like, life doesn't end after marriage. You know, there's shit that goes on.
No, it doesn't, but romance books sure do.
Not this one. So
no, and the thing is, though, it is boring. Like, it is literally just, like, the smut at this
And that's
point.
what the reviews that I were reading. Oh my god, can I speak the reviews I was reading?
Yeah, if there was more. So, at his dad's wedding, his ex is there, and
His dad's ex or Alex?
No,
Is that his name, Alex? Where did I get that from?
What is his name? You're saying it's Alex?
Is it?
Because in the beginning he says Alexander on the coffee cup, so she calls him Alex, but that's his last name. His first name is Zane. But for the first, like, I don't know, like 8 chapters, she calls him Alex.
Oh.
And he, like, doesn't say anything.
So did they get married so quick because they've been, like, in each other's dreams?
Yes, dude, it's because of the freaking prophecy. This book is so weird. It's the prophecy. It's all about the prophecy. And then they see someone at like this wedding they're at, the dad's wedding, and the main character, the girl, what is her name? Autumn is like talking to the sister who had the prophecy and is like, oh, do they end up together about just these random people? And she's like, yeah. Like, okay, what? Like, I'm not understanding. Is she just full-blown psychic and she just knows everything? Like, I'm not understanding. Not everything like that can be a prophecy. So what are these prophecies?
But do you know what? I feel like if this was like a fantasy, it would be like chill.
It would, but the thing is, it's not. It's just supposed to be a romance novel, and it's just weird.
She's really trying to blend the two.
No, literally, and I can't handle it. The book's just straight up not good.
Yeah.
And, like, the reviews aren't even that bad for it.
No, okay, because some of the reviews that I saw, they were saying, like, what you were saying, it's very redundant towards the end.
Yeah.
But then some of the reviews were like, oh, it started off so strong, and I'm like...
I saw someone say that too!
Yes.
It did not. It started off the worst I've ever seen.
Like, what were they talking about?
No, literally.
That's unfortunate, but...
What are you reading?
I just finished Phantasma.
Oh, was it so good?
It was so good. I feel like I started the second one, Enchantra, but it follows the other sister, and I think it kind of took me out of it, you know, because, like, the switching points of views.
I get you.
I don't know, so I kind of read about 5 pages and paused.
Fair enough.
I'll circle back. I gave it 4 stars for Phantasma.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. It was very good for, like, Halloween vibes.
Nice.
Yeah, it had, like, ghosts and ghouls and devils and... Yeah.
Fun. Yeah, it is on, like, all of the fall, like, what to read during fall or October. Yeah, it's been on a lot of lists that I've seen.
It makes sense, honestly, yeah, because literally from the first page, I was like, oh, this feels so Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll read it.
You should. You should read it before the end of October.
Okay.
It's not going to be the vibe during Christmas.
Have you started Red Rising yet?
No.
I'm trying to gauge when to start that.
Well, I was kind of thinking I might start it soon.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because it is fantasy, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it could be fall vibes.
Yeah.
Or maybe November fall vibes and not, like, spooky season October fall vibes.
Well, it's, like, sci-fi. So, I don't know, like, I don't know. I really feel like fantasy can go whenever.
Yeah, it can. I just have it up on my... I certainly can't start it during October. I have too many things on my October TBR.
Right.
Like, spooky things. Like, Mate just came out. And I'm trying to freaking finish Fall I Want so that I can start Mate. But you know what my issue's been?
Okay. What?
My issue? And maybe this is why I can't finish Fall I Want.
Okay.
I downloaded the game Heyday.
Okay. The phone game addict. What is it?
No, and my in-laws are on there, and Chad's on there. Like, my sister-in-law's on there and her boyfriend. It's essentially Farmville.
Okay.
And we're all in a neighborhood. And, Kaylee, I'm too busy working on the farm.
Oh,
I don't have time for this bullshit.
She's got
reading.
a part-time job, guys. What? Okay, so all your time right now is for farming.
Yes. And you know what? Phone games are maybe not the best way to, like, spend your time, right? Whatever. They're certainly better than, like, all the doom scrolling I was doing.
Okay.
This game specifically, Kaylee, it's so, like, what do they, like, say about, it's like a slow thing. It's not, like, dopamine hit, because you have to wait for everything.
Oh, that is better. That is bad. Yeah, because the dopamine aspect of TikTok, dangerous.
Yep. Something new every, like, 10 seconds. It's just, like, firing stuff off in my brain.
Yeah, it's really bad. I've become so addicted to it. Like, literally, as soon as I wake up, I'm brushing my teeth, scrolling on TikTok.
Me too. And then I started doing Heyday instead. And now I'm like, all right, guess I gotta take a break. The boat doesn't come back for 4 more hours.
Oh, what? 4 hours you have to wait?
And sometimes it's like, my cows take like an hour for their milk. And my sheep take like 5. So it's
for
like,
what?
No, literally,
To
for the
eat?
wool. I can't make any sweaters if I don't have the wool.
Okay, I see.
And the sweaters, oh my gosh, I had to wait. My loom took a whole day. It took 24 hours.
No.
So, anyway.
But just...
What?
Just imagine how long that would take in real life, though. So really, it is like farming dopamine hits.
Yeah, it is, for sure. You should get it. You need to get this app.
I don't know.
You have to get it.
I don't
No,
know.
Kaylee, it's gonna be so much better for your brain.
But what do you do during those 4 or 5 hours? And you go scroll on TikTok.
Well, what I should be doing is reading my book. Which is, okay, and I listened to the audiobook for Tourist Season. I actually I don't know. I didn't even see it on my Kindle. You know how sometimes they'll release, like, audiobooks, and it's just that?
No. Oh, yes.
I feel like maybe that was one.
Oh. Like, they don't have,
I
like,
might
a
be wrong,
Kindle
but I feel
What?
like
Interesting.
that was just only released as an audiobook.
Maybe.
But I listened to that one while I was farming, and then
Oh.
I was listening to it while I was, like, cooking dinner, because then I was having to wait for my farm, and then I was, like, cleaning and then, you know, doing stuff. So it's like, because sometimes you don't wait that long in between, because my wheat only takes, like, a minute.
The wheat.
And
It's a
so
quick grower.
sometimes I just go real quick. And then it's like, okay, now I gotta wait. So, you know, I don't know. This game's really, like, taking over my whole life, but in a better way than me scrolling through TikTok all the time. I actually noticed that I've been a little bit out of the loop on TikTok
Oh. Because of
this fucking farm game.
what's it called? Heyday?
Heyday.
Heyday. I was never a Farmville person, though, so it's like, you're just not speaking to my soul right now.
I feel like I wasn't that much either, but maybe if I was a little bit older when Farmville was a thing, I would have. Because Farmville was like the Facebook moms kind of their game. Like when we were in high school and middle school.
Right. What kind of games did you play when you were younger? Like computer games and stuff.
I was really into, well, like younger, like elementary school was like Webkins.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like Pop Tropica a little bit.
Oh, okay. I don't think I know that one.
Neopets.
Oh.
And then as I got older, I wasn't really, I don't know that I was into like playing games like that.
What's older?
Like middle school, high school.
Oh. Yeah, should we get into our stories?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I feel like you should go first. We have spooky stories.
Well, wait, I want to start. Do you have personal spooky experiences that you can talk about?
Yes, I do. Do you?
I have like one thing, and I feel like maybe I've talked about it, but it was like in the guest room at my last house.
Yes.
Where I was like, so, okay, I'll just do I literally only have this one thing. I have,
Okay.
like, other things that could maybe, but they're, like, kind of stories through family members that I don't like, you know,
Right.
not firsthand experience.
Right. No, we want the cold hard evidence.
Yeah. So, before I had moved into the last house we lived in, and I was only there because we were doing a little bit of cleaning before and whatever. So I went in, I walked in the guest room, which already gave me like spooky vibes.
Well, yeah, the whole time you were living there, right?
Yeah. And so there was some stuff in the guest room closet that I was like, I want to see what this is. It was like a screen for one of the windows in the house. So I was like, I'm going to just see like what window this goes to, whatever, because maybe we could just pop it back in. So I was looking in, head in the closet, and I just hear, and I'm not even kidding, the spookiest, like, man creepy voice just says, like, get out.
And so would you just turn around and left?
Kaylee, I didn't even think twice. I just walked right out of the house.
Right.
And I didn't go back until we moved in, because this was like 2 or 3 weeks before we even moved in, because our lease had technically started. And I was like...
Wait, this was before you moved?
It was before we moved in.
I thought this was when you were moving out. We didn't
have any furniture in there yet. It was literally... No, I was there to, like... I wanted to clean out... Rhea. I wanted to clean out the bathroom before we moved in. Oh my
God.
So it was literally while we were, like, getting ready to move in there.
She's adding to the ambiance right now. I don't know how you would even, like, live there after that.
No, I don't know. And so I just, like... And then the whole time I lived there, it was just spooky vibes. And only in that room. Which is crazy. Like, I didn't feel spooky vibes. And I felt kind of spooky vibes in the garage. But that might have been because I'm scared of spiders. And I know there are spiders. But I don't have that feeling here. I haven't one single time had that kind of feeling here. Even in the garage.
What do you think happened in that room?
I don't know. Because it didn't feel like a ghost. It felt like a demon.
Oh... So you think there's, like, a difference? What do you think happened in that room?
I don't know. And the crazy thing is, I don't even want to say this on the podcast, because this is, like, I, don't really believe in, anything.
Okay.
I might have to cut this out, because, I don't need my family to know I don't believe in anything.
Like God?
Yeah. But I legit don't believe in anything, really. But I would consider myself agnostic, because it's like, if something were to present itself to me, I'm open to the idea.
Okay.
But as of right now, I don't believe. Ghosts, for some reason, feel different, and I don't know why.
100%.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So, but ghosts feel different.
Ghosts feel different. And I don't know. There is too much evidence out there of people. Not even evidence. There are just too many stories of people saying things about ghosts and paranormal stuff that I'm like, I don't know. I can't get myself to not believe it. Even though if I think about it long enough, I'm like, no. Duh, no. But then I hear one ghost story, I'm back on board.
Well, do you believe in, ghosts as what they are, ghosts? Because I believe in, different dimensions, and, sometimes they, I think once you die, you have the ability to kind of, pass through dimensions.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know what it would be, because I'm so skeptical of everything that every theory to me is sounds incorrect. I'm like, no.
So what, you think it's just Casper the ghost out here floating around?
No, that's the thing is, I don't know. If I really think about it, I'm like, okay, ghosts aren't real, and all the people who have ghost experience are crazy. But also, what in the hell said to me to get out of that house?
Yeah.
And then it's at what point do I stop, believing things? The lines start to blur. Because then I'm like, okay, say that was a demon. Okay, that's some biblical type of thing. Do I believe in that stuff? No. But then what is this dark, soul essentially doing in that house? What is
Yeah.
it?
I mean, well, I feel like it was probably just a dick, like, in real life, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't really believe in, like, demons versus ghosts. Like, I just think, like, that's probably how that person was, like, when they were alive.
Yeah.
know?
Okay. Fair.
Like, just a fucking asshole.
Yeah, like maybe those negative spirits are literally just
Because,
terrible people
right.
who died.
And you feel
Okay.
bad energy.
That's a solid theory.
You know? That's just kind of what I think. But I'm in the same boat with you because anytime I hear somebody else's, like, thing, I'm like, no way you experienced that,
right.
you know? But, like, so many people have, you know? And it's just...
Right.
I don't know. Tyler didn't believe in ghosts. I think he's still kind of on the fence about it, but our last house that we lived in, he had so many, like, situations happen that he's just like, oh. So basically, okay, he never believed in ghosts or anything, right? I've always believed in it so heavily. And I think in, like, the first week we lived in our old house, he would come to me over in the living room. Were you ever at the old house?
Nope.
Okay, so it was like a ranch. You walk in and it was like our dining room and then the kitchen, and then to the left it was like a hallway, our bedroom to the left, one room, bathroom, and then through the kitchen, on the other side of like the bathroom and the office was our living room.
Okay.
So I'd be sitting in the living room and he'd be in his office and he would come over to me, walk all the way a circle around the house. What? And I'm like, what do you mean what? Like, what are you saying? He's like, you just called my name. And I'm like, no, I certainly didn't. And he's like, okay. So he went back. He'd come back 20 minutes later. What, Kaylee? What do you want? And I'm like, I'm not doing anything, like, at all. And it would go on like that for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Oh, no.
And then, one day his friend had come over and they had done a Ouija board. And I was like, so anti that. I'm so anti Ouija board in every regard. And, he didn't tell me about it until like months later. And when he told me about it, he told me that whatever they were speaking to said that they had lived there before and that its name was Steve. Okay, like his name was Steve.
Steve.
And I was so pissed off at Tyler. I'm like, why would you even bring a Ouija board into here? Like, now we're fucked, you know? We're dicked. We were going around, like, saging everything. Like, I was stressed at this point, you know? Mm-hmm. And then a couple weeks later, maybe a couple months later, I went and I cleaned the neighbor across the street from us, right? Mm-hmm. And we had, like, never spoken to them before, and they had lived there for a really long time, right? And I was asking them about the previous owner, because we had known the previous owner, and then I was like, did you know, like, any other owners? And she started, like, listing off some people, and one of them's name was Steve.
Oh!
And I was like, oh my god. So now he, like, kind of believes in it.
Oh my gosh.
But he's still on the fence a little bit, which I think is kind of crazy.
He is?
He is.
Okay. I feel like that's crazy because it had to have sounded like you and was like calling to him, which some people say. I've seen people post about that, and I think those are the kinds that people call like mimics. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That would fuck me up. I would leave the house. I would move out.
No, and I'm not kidding you. He is so not into, like, anything paranormal, like, thinking you can get rid of ghosts or anything. But when we were doing it, we were doing everything. He was in it.
Oh, okay? My gosh.
Even when it came to, like, saging, I'm like, you know, we gotta give him, like, every single gore. He was up in there wafting it everywhere. Like, he was scared.
As he should be. I would be scared too.
Oh my god, I would be mortified. I remember, okay, I have a couple more, but the one more that I'll share was at my mom's house in Lindenhurst.
Okay.
And
by the way, that house gave me off vibes.
Yes.
Especially because you were in the freaking basement.
Okay, and that basement room is the issue. Okay. That basement room just has bad vibes, point blank period. But it was a big room, and I was like, oh my god, I want the basement room. Mm-hmm. So I went down there, and there was like a spree of a few months where I had like the most vivid nightmares of the girl from The Ring, like, running up to me.
I can't.
Oh my god, no, literally. I had the most vivid nightmares of that, and it was almost like sleep paralysis is what it felt like. And then I remember every time I would, like, wake up, I'd look at the clock and it was, like, 3 a.m., right?
Ah!
Freaky as fuck. But one night, I had woken up and I looked at the corner of my bed and there was, like, a figure standing at the corner of my bed. Horrible vibes. Hated every minute of it. Ever since then, I slept on the couch for, like, weeks and weeks and weeks. But we always got mail from Bozo Penundevac.
Okay.
And if you look him up, he's a famous guitar maker. And our neighbor was telling us that basement room was his, like, guitar making room. So we just, like, made a deal with him. You know, we're like, listen, nobody's gonna be in here. It's fine. And ever since then, he's been so chill.
Oh my god.
Like, the vibes are better, you know, you just don't go by that room. Just leave him be.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wait, and when was that? Like how old were you when you were like, I have to sleep on the couch?
I think I slept on the couch for like a year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That had to have been after we had our friendship breakup then, huh?
It was, because by time I had moved out, I was still sleeping on the couch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So.
Okay, if I were you, I would have moved out too that early in life.
Right. What else was I to do? Continue sleeping on the couch? No, fucking ghost is taking up my room.
That sucks.
Yeah, we had quite the understanding that my parents were on board with it. Everyone was on board with me on
really
the couch.
funny, actually.
Yeah, we just left the room to him.
Oh my gosh. Okay, do you have any other personal ghost stories or creepy stories?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, I feel like just when you're a kid, you have a lot more, like, awareness of, like, I think kids are more in tune with those kinds of things. But I don't know, my grandma would, like, tell me stories about when I was, like, a baby with, like, in relation to, like, my grandma and grandpa, whatever.
Okay, wait, should we first talk about our high school, just to get it out of the way?
Yes, we should.
So, our first thing okay, and by the way, this is the spooky episode.
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned
that. So, yeah, we're just talking all things spooky, ghosts, paranormal, maybe a little true crime. That's the vibe. But one thing we want to talk about is our high school is very old. Mm-hmm. Very creepy vibes. And one thing about it, well, first of all, there was one bathroom, the English hallway. The bathroom was so creepy, bad vibes.
You think?
The upstairs in the English hallway all the way at the end, that was such bad vibes. And then when I was looking at that article on the TomTom, someone else had also said that.
Why?
It was just bad vibes, kind of creepy.
Oh, okay, no.
But, yeah. Anyway, people say that the school is haunted.
Number 4th most haunted in Illinois.
Yeah, when we were
No,
in
I just
high school.
I just looked it up. It still is.
Yeah. Pretty sweet. Yeah. Okay, so the gist of what we got when we were, like, looking this up was, like, they think somebody... I can't say this on live, I feel like.
Right.
Themselves.
Right.
On, like, a banister or something in the auditorium there before they redid the auditorium, which the last time they redid that auditorium, when we were Googling it, it was like 1953. So there's no evidence. The evidence is just the bad vibes.
You would think there'd be like an article or something, like a newspaper.
I know, and I can't find anything, and I want to know where that rumor came from.
So, what were you saying?
I don't know. I feel like that school, if anywhere is haunted, I feel like that school's haunted. It's an old-ass school.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Yeah, it just, like, makes sense. That whole town is old as hell.
Antioch?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess they do have the photos of, like, the buggies and carriages and shit going through.
Yeah, and all of those buildings are probably haunted. They're all the original buildings.
I don't think I get bad vibes from any.
I don't think I get bad vibes, but it's just, like, all old places, they feel haunted.
There's definitely energy present. I think haunted's crazy.
You know what place I was trying to look up to see if it was haunted?
Where?
The Lehman Mansion.
Why would you do that? Don't do that.
Just to fuck with you.
Don't do that.
Luckily for you, I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay, tell me some of your stories.
Are we gonna read?
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Reddit. Right? I don't know, guys. Okay, wait, so r/ghost is where it's from? Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Because her husband looked up some from r/nosleep, and those are all made up, and so it's like, whatever. But if it's r/ghosts, I feel that feels reliable to me.
Okay, I'm gonna read. I'm not the best out loud reader, so we're gonna have to bear with me.
Make it spooky.
God, okay. No, I can't. We're just gonna have to read.
Just read.
Okay. So, this happened, I think, 15 or so years ago when my grandfather passed away. In my culture, the dead are cremated and there are elaborate ceremonies performed. The body carried by people while chanting the name of the Hindu god Ram after it had been cleaned, clothed, and some ceremonial colors put on it. So, like, what are they saying? Like, after they die? That's their ceremony. Okay.
Yeah.
I was never very close to my grandfather. I barely remembered ever having to talk to him, but my parents say I used to talk to him a lot as a child. Anyways, when he died, I didn't really know much about him or other than that he was the patriarch of the family and everybody respected him. I was barely 10 years old and was supposed to stay at my aunt's house. Sneaky that I was, I managed to follow my mother when she left the grandfather's house, unaware that I was a few steps behind her. Anyway, the ceremony starts, there's a lot of crying, and soon 4 people, including my father, my uncles, and someone I cannot now remember, carry the body on top of the structure made of bamboo and wood. They chant throughout the way, nobody noticed that I was following them. They reach the ceremony, there's a lot of crying, and I got bored standing at a distance. It's almost dusk, and sit weirdly on a nearby... Guys, this is not my reading, this is just how it's written. There's a lot of crying, and as soon as 4 people, including my father, uncles, and someone I cannot remember, carry the body on top of a structure made of bamboo and wood. They chant throughout the way. Nobody noticed that I was following them. They reach the cemetery. There's a lot of crying, and I got bored standing at a distance. It's almost dusk, and sit weirdly on a nearby platform. I would later come to know that this is some sort of memorial for the deceased. Sometime between all this happening, I fall asleep. Hours go by and I wake up. There's no one, just the last flames burning through the piece of wood. I panic and I look around to see if anyone's there, but there's no one. I start running towards the pyre, hoping perhaps any of my relatives might spot by the fire and get a hold of me. Again, no one. I started crying. I look around to see if I can find my way to the street. The cemetery was on the outskirts of the town, and it was huge to my tiny mind. Rows after rows of these memorials I mentioned earlier. It's almost dark and I can hear animals howling at a distance. While all this is happening, I have a creepy feeling that I'm being watched. It sends shivers down my spine, and to this, I don't remember ever being so shit scared. It was such a dark and nauseating feeling, a sense of impending doom. I cry louder and start running. Little did I know that I was running deeper into the cemetery, farther from the road that would take me home. I reached the holy shit, bitch, this is long as fuck.
Just keep going.
Oh my god. I reach the edge of the open ground and catch my breath near the tree line. I can hear the faint voices coming from behind the silhouette of the trees in front of me. Perhaps someone might be returning after gathering wood from there. I am again hit with nauseating feeling, and it's stronger now. To top it all, every time I walk or run, it felt like I could hear footsteps, like someone right behind me. I turned around several times, yet found no one. I was so afraid at the point that I might die. I took a leap of faith and ran towards the trees. The sound of footsteps behind me grew louder, and it seemed like whoever it was near, almost at arm's length, like they could just reach out and catch a hold of me. I'm audibly sobbing and shouting for help. There's barely any light, but I remember hearing people in the distance. Suddenly, I'm in the clearing, and I see there's a community pond with a bathing area. I can see someone in my family, and I run towards them. No matter how loud I tried to cry, there was no sound coming out of my mouth. Finally, an aunt saw me and ran towards me. The last thing I remember before fainting is a hand on my shoulder and my body almost freezing on the spot. I was so sick for a week after that. I had nightmare for years. And while all this was happening...
This is so long!
He sent the longest pause. And I think the punchline has already happened, to be honest.
Oh
Okay. I think this last page. It was such a dark and nauseating feeling. Pause. Need a moment. Okay. What? I already read this page. That was it.
Okay.
That was the story.
Honestly,
Don't love that one.
the man who sourced your stories, he could have done better.
I was not great.
Okay. Honestly, though, okay. Are we going back and forth?
What was this? Yeah, what was this person even saying though? That they were just running and heard footsteps?
Yeah, like, I'm not understanding what the scary part is here.
Same.
Well,
I guess we'll never know.
yeah, I guess we won't, because I...
Okay, you go.
Mine, okay, this one isn't a paranormal one. It's in r/unsolved murders, and it's a local story. So this is about Holly Staker. This was posted a year ago. It says, soon to be 32 years unsolved murder, case of an 11-year-old from Waukegan, Illinois. We don't live in Waukegan, but it's close enough. So, on August 17th, 1992, almost 32 years ago, an 11-year-old girl from Waukegan, Illinois was babysitting two neighborhood kids. Holly, the 11-year-old, babysat before for the two kids. The kids' mom was a single mother doing her best to raise two little kids with little support and financial resources. Holly was a neighborhood girl who babysat to make spending money. The little boy was 5.5 years old and the little girl was 2.5 years old, and they knew Holly and her twin sister Heather, who also babysat for the kids. Sometime between 7:30 and 8 p.m., on August 17th, 1992, an unknown male suspect attacked Holly while she was in the little kid's bedroom. Holly was brutally killed in the presence of the 2.5-year-old little girl. The 2.5-year-old wasn't harmed during the attack and murder of Holly. The little boy was outside playing and wasn't present during the murder. The little kid's mom and Holly's mom were on the scene a little before 9 p.m., and the Waukegan police were on scene shortly thereafter. A newly formed Lake County Major Crime Task Force would be called in to investigate the brutal killing of Holly. 10 weeks later, the task force would arrest Juan Rivera, a local 19-year-old with a history of petty theft. We know a lot about what transpired with Juan in his interrogation, his coerced confession, his 3 trials and guilty verdicts, his December 2011 exoneration by the Illinois Appellate Court, his wrongful conviction lawsuit against Lake County, his monetary settlement with the defendants, and what he has gone on to do with his life once he was released from prison. But what we know little about is Holly Staker, the victim in the brutal murder. Well, we allegedly know some things, like that she was wearing red lacy underwear on the day of her murder.
What?
Why is that important? Because the Lake County State's Attorney's Office decided it was important and introduced that information during its prosecution of Holly's alleged murderer. Assistant State's Attorney Michael Mermaids even went so far as to tell the jury that Holly, an 11-year-old girl, was sexually active, and that is why the DNA found in her juvenile body didn't match the DNA of the man standing trial for her murder.
Wait, what?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so they're
saying
they tested the DNA of this one guy, this 19-year-old, and the DNA of the person who had sexually assaulted her. So whatever was,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't match, and they said that that didn't matter because the stuff that was in there was due to her being sexually active, and they proved that she, quote unquote, proved she was sexually active because she was wearing red lacy underwear.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'm gonna keep reading.
Shut the fuck up.
In other words, Mermaids justified the lack of DNA evidence from a very evidence-rich crime scene where no evidence matched the accused against Juan Rivera by saying Holly slept around. Well, there was even more shocking behavior by the Lake County Major Crime Task Force officers and the prosecutor's office. The other shocking thing is that although there is a DNA profile of the murderer, to date, other than wrongfully convicted Juan Rivera, no one has been linked to that DNA profile, meaning no one has been arrested and tried for Holly's murder. Another shocking fact, the DNA left in Holly's body is also linked to another murder that occurred in 2000 in the neighboring town of North Chicago. Further proof Juan Rivera wasn't Holly's killer, because Juan was still incarcerated in 2000. Yeah, so it couldn't have...
He was still in jail for the crime he didn't commit.
Still in jail, so it couldn't have been him that did it because they found DNA linked to another crime that happened 8 years later while this guy was in jail.
And so what'd they do?
Nothing! Since so little is known about Holly and since she was falsely portrayed during the trials and in the media, I decided to do a podcast to cover... Oh shit, this person is like... Okay, I'm just gonna keep reading their thing.
Okay.
I did not read this. I read the first 3 sentences and was like, yeah, this sounds good.
Okay, no, this sounds good.
Since so little is known about Holly and since she was falsely portrayed during the trials and in the media, I decided to do a podcast to cover her life, her murder, and the aftermath of it all. My main goal with the podcast is to give the victim, her friends, family, and those who were impacted by the crime a voice which has been silent for the last 32 years. This is a passion project for me, but I hope the podcast listener will become as passionate about the topics and those directly impacted by the crime so we can work on affecting positive change for the victims. Yes, other podcasts and YouTube videos have been done about Holly Staker's murder, but the vast majority of them are focused on the wrongfully accused man. And they were short and length, and they got a number of facts wrong. So my goal was to do an in-depth podcast where I reviewed Holly's case and provided a deep dive into the facts surrounding Holly's life and murder. As a former resident of Waukegan, I'm disturbed that this murder hasn't been solved when so many people involved in the case, but no longer actively involved with it, have said it can and should be solved. That's why I created this podcast. It is my understanding that 2 women are currently researching for a book about Holly Staker for the same reasons. That's pretty much it. But
wait, what's her podcast?
Someone Wicked This Way Comes. That's what they called it.
God, I don't want to listen to it now.
Yeah, me too. This is actually crazy because there's someone out there with this DNA that has been linked to 2 murders, and that proves that it wasn't this one guy.
It's actually crazy that they wouldn't look back into it, reopen the case.
Right.
The fuck?
I want to know how it was him that was decided to be.
Right.
Because if there was something sketchy going on with him that maybe made them think that, because how else would this 19-year-old guy be linked to this 11-year-old girl.
Right. There had to have been some kind of link somewhere.
Right.
But,
Maybe. Because, I mean, if it was something as... Oh, we gotta do the live thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is kind of crazy. I actually do want to listen to that podcast.
Same, we should link it.
Yeah, I will. I'll link it.
Wow.
Okay. What's your next story? Or what are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts are that it's actually crazy. And I just wish we knew more. Like, I do want to know, like, how he's connected.
Yeah.
And, do we know who had DNA in her? Like...
No, that's why they haven't found anyone. They would need to, like, someone else would have to be arrested for something, like, get caught for the same kind of thing, and then it would be, like, they just happened to link the DNA. Because how else are you going to find... There had to have been some kind of evidence left behind that wasn't just that. Like, there had to have been something. I mean, I guess it's hard. There weren't, like, cameras all over the place in 1992.
1992 is when this was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you would think, like, forensics would be, like, more advanced.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure they were. I'm, like, I don't understand. Because that wasn't, like, that long ago to where you can't solve crimes, like, as easily. You have, like, I don't know, the technology.
When was the last girl who was found with
2000.
Do you think they're still
And it was
alive?
8 years later. Yeah, probably. Because say it was someone who was also 19, like this one guy. How old would that make them now? If they were 19. If he was 19 in 1992.
Oh, let's just assume 20. So by now he'd be like 45.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and he wasn't let out until 2011, it said.
What?
Can you imagine? And the fact that there was this DNA proving it wasn't him. There was this situation proving it wasn't him, and he was in jail for 11 more years.
That doesn't sound right. Like, what?
That's, like, messed up.
I wonder if it was, like, a combination, like, what were his, I feel like I just need to listen to more information about this case.
Me too. I want to hear more about what this... Chad! Sorry. My husband's playing Dungeons and Dragons. I want to hear... Because this person was going on about how the task force on this were all, like, shitty. And I feel like I've read enough books where that's, like, the case. And they just kind of want to get things done.
Yeah.
And so they don't, like, care enough about it. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, oh, this 11-year-old girl was wearing a red lacy thong. She was probably a slut. Didn't matter. And it's like, no. You gotta go a little more into it. You can't just make these assumptions.
I think that really does happen so often.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so unfortunate. Well, I'm really interested in that case. I do want to look into it more. What are your thoughts?
I think, I don't know, same things. I'm just like, I don't know. At this point, it happened so long ago that it's like, is this person ever going to get caught? And this person posted about it 1 year ago. So if they weren't caught 1 year ago, they're probably not gonna.
No, people still are solving cases now, you know?
True.
Like, there's still ripperologists trying to figure out who Jack the Ripper was.
Yeah, that's true. But cases in, like, a small town, like, who's gonna... I don't know. The crazy thing, actually, is Waukegan's not even that small. And Lake County
has a huge population.
And Lake County is, like, big. Like,
was it considered
why?
Lake County? I think it's Cook County.
No, Waukegan's Lake County. That's why the Lake County Task Force was on it.
Oh. Interesting.
I know.
Have you Have you listened to, like, details about, like, Jack the Ripper?
Not really.
Bitch. Okay. You're gonna need to.
Okay.
Because we're gonna need to have a powwow on whether or not you think Jack the Ripper and... What was his name in Chicago with the mansion? The murder mansion?
The what?
The murder mansion?
Murder mansion?
Yeah, the murder mansion.
I don't know what you're speaking of.
Google the murder mansion.
H.H. Holmes?
Yes. H.H. Holmes and
Okay.
Jack the Ripper. I am in the firm belief that they are the same.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Do you know anything about both of those cases?
No, tell me.
Okay, so...
Enlighten me.
Essentially, H.H. Holmes was in Chicago. And he, from a young age, was, like, really into, like, dissecting things. And just a freak at the end of the day.
God.
And he was even at one point caught with, like a baby that he had dissected. And
No!
yeah, so basically he was, like, a big scam artist and everything, and he ended up building a mansion in Chicago that was really big for, like, tourists to come. People would work there, and he literally built this mansion to murder. So he would make, like, trap rooms where, like, the door would open and it'd be like just they would fall to their death kind of thing.
Oh my gosh.
And he would, like, hire and fire so many contractors, so, like, nobody knew what the layout or anything looked like.
It's giving that one house that woman, it's named after a woman. Or it's like someone, I don't know. The Winchester house.
Okay, I'll look into it. I don't know about that one. But yeah, so whatever. H.H. Holmes had the murder mansion and everything, and he was really good at, like, dissecting people. Like, he knew a lot. Like, he studied the human body, right?
Okay.
And then he was being, like, chased around the country by police and everything, to try to find him because people got onto... He also was, like, married to multiple people, would, like, move out of state, like, still be married, get another wife.
Wait, and when was this?
This was, like, in the 1900s, like, early 1900s.
Okay.
Okay, so after they discovered all his murdering and everything, they were following him around the country, and then, I think it was, like, a 2 to 5 year hiatus, and all of a sudden, Jack the Ripper started killing over across the seas. Nobody had found H.H. Holmes. He was never arrested, nothing like that. So Jack the Ripper started up across seas, and he was never found. He murdered so many people, and the way he would do it was so quick. The bodies, like, the victims, would be found within minutes of being killed, and when they were found, like, their organs were displayed so meticulously and in such a specific way that a doctor who had... Well, you have to look into it because they are the same. Like, I think I'm so heavily in...
Oh my gosh. And, okay, I am spooked so easily, but I love true crime stuff.
Same!
Like, I won't watch, like, horror movies. I can't do horror movies. But I love true crime. And I even love watching, like, ghost things. Like, I like watching ghost hunting shows and things like that.
No, that's where you lose me.
But I am so down to look more into Jack the Ripper and H.H. Holmes.
Yeah, okay, listen to Morbid. She has such a deep dive into both of them.
Okay.
And it is just, like, the amount of detail they go in, incredible. I was on months long of just constantly searching him, constantly reading books about him, listening to podcasts, like...
Oh my gosh.
It's so interesting.
Okay, yeah, I'm very interested in this.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll have to reconvene. Okay. Am I gonna read mine?
How long is it?
Quick.
Okay.
Okay, this... We'll hope it's better. This is from r/ghosts. So, the stairs into my attic had smelled like burnt hair from 3 days. Extremely odd because it was just that area and I have a very old, drafty house. On day 4, I came home from work just before midnight, and as soon as I walked through the door, I felt like I had someone standing over my shoulder, breathing down my neck. The feeling was so strong that I opened my medicine cabinet so the mirror was against the wall. I also showered with the shower curtain open because I had a powerful need to see the room. After a shower, I was a little less on edge until I walked past my 4-year-old daughter's room. The door was closed, but I heard her talking in her sleep. Then I heard a loud crash. I slowly opened the door to find her sleeping on top of the comforters and the pile of stuffed animals she insisted on sleeping with scattered across the room. I turned on the light low, looked around the room, and checked her breathing. All seemed well, so I went to bed. The next morning, I asked her if she had a bad dream. She said, yeah, there was a man with no arms and sauce on his face, and he kept laughing at me. I told him to go away, but he wouldn't. Then an arm came out of the wall, threw me into the ceiling, and I crashed back down on my bed and went back to sleep. And he said, sauce on his face? And she clarified, yes, red like spaghetti. I don't love that one.
No.
It's a little bit creepy. I feel like if I had a kid and they told me that they had a dream like that, like, we gotta move. I don't know.
No, I fully agree.
Yeah.
And kids, like, you know, can see more. They have
so.
more things going on.
I think they're more enlightened to other beings.
Yeah. Ugh.
Hate it. Alright, what's your next?
The next thing I have, okay, this is just notes I took from
Okay,
a
send me
TikTok
that name, though. Don't forget to send me that name.
I'll just text it to you.
Okay.
Okay, this lady was posting about, so she worked at Navy Pier.
Okay.
And she was saying that she had always heard rumors of the ladies laughing at the very end of Navy Pier, under it in the water.
What?
And then she heard rumors that people were saying there's a mermaid nest under there. So this woman started working as a security guard at Navy Pier. And she, for the longest time, refused to take those shifts that were late night at the end of the pier, like that. She would take, like, the day shifts, or she would take shifts elsewhere on the pier. But then, I think what happened was somebody quit, and so she had to start taking on more shifts, and, I don't know, maybe, like, the pay was higher or something, so she was like, okay, I'll take the shifts, it's fine, but, like, I really don't want to.
Yeah.
So then she started taking the shifts, and then it would be the middle of the night, and she would just hear the sound of, like women laughing, like, giggling, laughing, having a grand old time at the end of the pier. And she said she would have to, I don't remember what it was, if, like, when she would lock, she would have to put a security code in or something, at the end of the pier.
Okay.
So she would have to go back there, and she heard them laughing. And this was, like, multiple times. And so she told her boss, and her boss was like, no, like, what are you talking about? Like,
I hate people like that.
Yeah, like, just, like, playing it off, like, it's the middle of the night, you were probably, like, delusional.
Oh.
And so,
okay.
Then it gets to the point where this woman is so scared, she quits her job and has to find a different job somewhere else because she cannot work at Navy Pier anymore. Her boss then, because that's the second person that has quit at this point, right? So her boss has to take those shifts.
Okay.
She said she talked to that boss like 2 weeks later, and the boss had quit because she heard the laughing and it freaked her out so hard that she couldn't work there.
What?
Uh-huh. She was like, I heard from her like 2 weeks later and she had to quit because she couldn't handle it anymore.
Laughing under the pier, like by the water?
And then if you look it up, There are a lot of people telling stories about the, quote, mermaid nest under Navy Pier.
What? What do people think it is? Like, where do they think they...
They deadass think it's mermaids.
No, but there has to be, like, more to it. Like,
I don't know, look it up. Look it up.
okay. Okay. Okay, hang on. What would this be?
Navy Pier mermaids.
Navy Pier mermaid origin story. A secret stone sculpture created in 1986 by artists, blah, blah, blah. Well, that doesn't sound right.
No, that's not it.
Chicago.
What other Navy Pier would there be? Don't look at the AI answer.
Why?
It's always wrong. Do you get a lot of your information from the AI?
Yep, I do.
That's the lady.
What lady?
The second and third video. Yeah, that was her.
Interesting. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into this.
Yeah. So that was all I had about that. I didn't know how to I don't know. It wasn't like an article I could just read from, so I just had to take notes.
No, I think you did great.
Perfect.
I think it was honestly better than reading.
But yeah, that makes me like, I don't know, like what do you think it could be? Just like creepy lady spirits?
I don't know, because why would they be under the freaking water? Like,
yeah, they said it was in the water. It was like if you, I don't know. I don't know. 'Cause they were saying if you look down, like you can't see anything.
why would you even look down? If I heard anything like that, I would not.
Bolt! I'd be out of there.
Like, right. Immediately walk away. No questions asked. No double checking nothing. I'm gone.
Same.
People are dumb as fuck sometimes. It's like those scary movies where they're like, I don't know. You know what I mean.
Like, should we check?
Right. No, you shouldn't fucking
No.
check. Maybe you should just
Get back in the car, turn your ass around. Or like you're driving past, there's something creepy on the side of the road.
They stop.
Should we see who that is? Should we see if they need help? No!
No.
You should not see if they need help. You should keep going on your merry way.
And some people don't understand that. But the lady in the TikTok did.
Yeah.
So.
She quit her job.
Good on her, honestly. How many more stories do we think we want to do?
Is this one a good one?
I don't know. I haven't read.
It's long, huh?
Wait.
And we didn't get any responses on our TikTok.
Do they not believe in ghosts?
Guess
Are
not.
we not in the same?
We had a few people who like saved it, so I wonder if they were trying to come back and see if anyone responded later. But nothing.
This one's short.
Okay.
We'll see if this one's good. Who knows? R/ghost again. Alright. They said, I grew up in a seriously haunted house, so it takes a lot for something paranormal to really scare me. I've seen things, heard things, you name it. Startle me, sure. Scare me? Nah. Here's the only time I've ever actually been scared. I lived in an old apartment complex about 11 years ago, and other than some terrifyingly large wolf spiders, never heard or saw anything paranormal. Then the old dude who lived across from me had a party one weekend, and his brother died. Alcohol poisoning. He said his body laid there for over 12 hours because everyone thought he was sleeping it off.
Ew.
That's, like, actually crazy.
Yeah, that is.
After he passed, I would occasionally hear some odd sounds, but nothing major. Then one night when I was laying in bed with my toddler, waiting for her to go to sleep, and something blocked the light that had been shining in the room from the bathroom. I wiped my head up off my pillow and looked toward the door, and there was a black mass that was loosely shaped of a person in the doorway. My whole body started tingling, and I squeezed my eyes shut for a moment because I was terrified and unsure if it was a real person who had broken in or something paranormal. I popped my eyes back open, and it was gone, so I hopped out of bed, grabbed my shotgun and a couple of shells, and took off after it. The only door into the apartment still had both locks locked, and the chain was still in place. Windows were closed and locked. I checked under every bed and inside all the closets and didn't find anything. I heard noises again after that but never saw anything else. I moved a couple months later when my lease was up.
I would have moved too.
Yeah. Sounds like my situation was sleeping on the couch, you know?
Yeah, true.
Sometimes you just gotta leave it at what it is.
Yep.
That's crazy, though, to be dead for 12 hours and everyone just...
Yeah, just assumes you're hungover and sleeping.
Yeah. That is weird. It's like those freaking people climbing up to Mount Everest. They gotta climb over dead bodies and stuff. Is that kind of whack?
That's crazy. I could not.
No. Same.
I also just couldn't climb Mount Everest.
Right, and I wouldn't, even if I could.
Same, dead bodies or not.
Right, no. Or the freaking cave crawling. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Weird behavior. Alright, you got any more?
No, I really don't have anything more. I feel like I want to do this again, but with just true crime stuff.
Same.
So our next episode is going to be the day before Halloween. Should we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like I really liked getting into this. I kind of want to maybe watch a few true crime documentaries, and so maybe it'll inspire me.
Okay, don't watch H.H. Holmes and Jack the Ripper, because I'll do mine on that.
Okay.
I feel like it's going to be a long episode next one.
Yeah, this one's kind of long. Let's see, we've been recording hour 21, and I'll have to cut some out, so actually, no, it'll be right on cue.
Perfect.
No, I feel like we have a lot of crazy things, because we're from, like, the Chicago area, so there's a lot of crazy local things that maybe I'll look into.
Mm-hmm. That could be good.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, there's gotta be some stuff. Like, John Wayne Gacy's from, like, around here, and even Jeffrey Dahmer, he's from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I feel like all the big, crazy ones are from around here.
And H.H. Holmes is from Chicago. Yeah. Ain't that fun?
I mean, yeah. So, did you have anything else?
Nope.
Okay, I guess we can end it here.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to keep the spooky vibes going with the next episode. It'll be focused on, like, true crime. But if anyone responds to the freaking TikTok, then I'll mention it on the next one.
It's okay. We'll just keep posting for no one to... to respond.
No, literally, I get so annoyed, especially when it has... Like, if a TikTok has a bunch of views and no likes... I'm like, that's rude as hell of you guys to look at it and scroll.
But, so I think that too. But then, as I'm scrolling on TikTok, I hardly like.
Right.
I really like the TikTok.
No, I am not like that.
Oh.
I actually will like almost anything.
Really?
If it, like, brings me even the faintest hint of joy. Like.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know why. Tyler reserves his likes for things he wants to show me later. So he's very particular with his likes.
I'm not. I just send him to Chad because Chad, like, doesn't open his TikTok messages, so then they're all saved in there. And so then at the end of the day, we'll lay in bed and we'll scroll through his messages, and
whose idea is this?
Me. Duh.
Stop.
He's not sending me, like, TikToks like that. I am sending him TikToks, and if he goes on TikTok that day, he'll just, like, text him to me. He'll just text me, like, 1 or 2 TikToks.
It's very much you and Tyler.
Oh, did it die?
It might have. Such is life.
Okay, me and Tyler what?
Exact same. He, every day, can go through my TikToks. Every single day.
I say the same
It's great. I just had to go through them with Tyler right before I came.
That's so funny.
But do you know what? I have started trading off back rubs for it. So while we do TikToks, he usually rubs my back.
Good for you.
Yeah. That is a nice trade.
That's a pretty good trade-off.
I can't complain too much about it. Except sometimes, girl, I'm not even exaggerating. It takes up to 30 minutes. He will send 100 TikToks in a matter of 2 minutes.
Chad, we're watching TikToks for like at least 30 minutes.
It's crazy!
Because we won't do it every day. We'll do it like once a week and then they all add up. And then it's like the length of a TV show that we're watching. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, doom scrolling pays off sometimes.
And my TikTok feed is pure brain rot. So everything I'm sending him is so funny. We're like laughing for 30 minutes straight up there, alright?
At least you guys are having a good time with it.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening. Please, like, comment, and subscribe. We have 31 subscribers on YouTube now.
31!
I know.
That's actually kind of crazy.
Our YouTube kind of pops off a little more than our...
That's so strange to me.
I know, me too. Like, I don't know. Even, it's getting more views even with our link tree in our bio. People are still just going to YouTube, I guess.
Interesting. Maybe we'll be YouTubers.
Alright, well, we will see you in 2 weeks. The day before Halloween.
Period.
Bye.
Bye.